Hey there, welcome to my channel, the space where we get real about life, physical and emotional well-being, relationships, and why we do the things we do, sometimes without even realizing it. Today we are talking about something that might just change the way you see love, attraction, and even your everyday choices. Have you ever wondered why you keep falling into the same patterns? Why you end up in relationships that feel eerily similar, even if they are not good for you? Or why those intense, butterfly inducing connections aren't always what they seem? Well, spoiler alert, your nervous system has a lot to do with it. So let's dive into why we are wired to seek the familiar, even when it is painful, and how we can start breaking the cycle. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel to be in the loop for when I release new content. So, here is the thing. Your nervous system is kind of like a GPS. It's not necessarily trying to take you somewhere good. It's just trying to take you somewhere familiar. And sometimes familiar doesn't mean safe. It just means known. Think about it. If you grew up in an environment where love felt inconsistent or where you had to earn affection, your nervous system logged that as normal. Even if deep down you know that it's not right, love should be a more peaceful feeling. Your nervous system will tell you that this is what you're used to. This is what is normal for you. So now, as an adult, when you meet someone who gives you mixed signals or makes you feel like you have to prove your worth, your body goes, oh, this feels like home. This feels like love, even if it's actually really unhealthy. It's like craving junk food. Your brain knows it's not the best choice, right? But it's comforting because it's what you have always had. Same thing with relationships and even life choices. You might not consciously want the chaos, the hot and cold dynamic, or the emotional roller coaster. But on a subconscious level, your nervous system is just leading you back to what it recognizes. Okay, let's talk about butterflies. You know that racing heart, the nerves, the feeling like you are on the top of the clouds? Yeah, we are told that's love, that's passion, that's the sign we have found the one. But what if I told you that butterflies aren't always love? Sometimes they are just your nervous system recognizing an old pattern, that high intensity attraction might not be chemistry. It might be your body going, oh no, this feels like the past. Prepare for survival mode. Let's break it down with an example where it will be more clear. Say you had a parent or caregiver who was emotionally unpredictable. Some days they were loving, other days they were distant or critical. As a kid, you had to be hyper aware of their moods, constantly adjusting yourself to keep the peace. Your nervous system learned that love is unstable, something you have to work for. Fast forward to adulthood, you meet someone who is inconsistent. One minute they are all over you, the next they are pulling you away. And instead of running in the opposite direction, your body lights up, not because it's right, but because it's familiar. On the flip side, when you meet someone who is calm, consistent, and emotionally safe, you might feel bored. No fireworks, no chaos, but that's because your nervous system isn't freaking out. It doesn't have to go into survival mode. It's actually regulated. And sometimes regulated love doesn't feel exciting at first, but over time, it's the kind of love that builds trust, security, and real intimacy. I want to note here that I am talking about a situation where you feel attracted to the person when you meet the person. You feel the attraction, there's chemistry between you. I am not talking about not feeling anything for the person and later developing feelings for this person. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is you feel attraction for the person when you meet this person, but it doesn't have to be the extreme butterflies. for a while, or it doesn't have to be like this anxious, nervous feelings. Because if you're very nervous, if you're trying to, um, guess what they are feeling too, or if you're like worried about their reactions and their emotions, if there is this like uneasy feeling, uncomfortable, uneasy feeling, then that could be your nervous system dysregulation. This brings us to something really important. What happens when you're in a stable, committed relationship and suddenly you start feeling like the excitement is gone? Maybe you wonder if you've fallen out of love or that something is missing. But what if it's not the relationship that's the problem? What if it's your nervous system looking for the thrill it used to chase? That's a thrill seeking trap. If your system is wired for unpredictability, when a relationship becomes steady and predictable, it might misinterpret that as boring or not passionate anymore. You might even start feeling drawn toward unreliable or unavailable people just to get that old rush back. And this is where people sometimes sabotage good relationships because their nervous system is craving what feels familiar, the chaos, unpredictability, not necessarily what is good. There are people who are in a relationship with a person who is unpredictable, who is not very trustworthy, and when their nervous system is in that anxious state all the time, busy with guessing games, they think they are very attracted to that person. But if everything settles and now they can actually start trusting this person, their attraction is gone because it was all about that chase from the beginning. Let's say someone is in a loving, stable marriage for a few years. There is no more chase, no more guessing if their spouse loves them or not. It's just consistent, steady love. But then they meet someone new who's unpredictable, maybe even a little emotionally unavailable. And suddenly they feel that spark again, that excitement. And their brain might trick them into thinking this is what love should feel like. But really, it's just their nervous system responding to the uncertainty. There are some people who feel bored of being in a committed relationship or marriage and they decide to break up or divorce. For a while, when they keep meeting new people, they think they are getting excited to get ready to go out, hang out with them, and spend time with, these new people. They think, oh, see, I feel excitement again. The problem was with the marriage or previous relationship. Sometimes this temporary feeling could be very misleading. It is sometimes just your dysregulated nervous system looking for thrill, unpredictable situations, which you think is really attraction. But that fades away too, because the problem is about how the nervous system is wired. This is why some people leave healthy relationships, thinking the excitement is gone, when really they have just never learned how to feel safe in stability. The key here is to redefine excitement. Instead of seeking intensity, learn to appreciate depth. Instead of chasing highs and lows, start valuing consistency, trust, and emotional safety. So, what do we do with all this? How do we break the cycle? If our nervous system is just running on autopilot, how do we stop picking what is familiar and start choosing what is actually good for us? First, awareness is everything. Just noticing that you are repeating a pattern is a huge step. Start paying attention. Does this person or situation really feel good? Or does it just feel familiar? Are you chasing intensity because it feels like love or because it reminds you of something unresolved in your past? Second, start redefining what safety feels like. Instead of chasing highs and lows, start looking for consistency, ease, and mutual effort. If you're used to chaos, stability might feel weird at first, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. For instance, if you're always drawn to people who are emotionally unavailable, try spending time with those who show up consistency. At first, it might feel dull, But over time, you'll start recognizing it as real emotional security. Third, practice small changes. If you always say yes to people who drain you, try saying no and observe how it feels. If you tend to rush into relationships, slow down and check in with yourself along the way. For example, if you're used to jumping into intense relationships, try pacing things out. Give yourself time to assess how you actually feel rather than just reacting to excitement or chemistry. Fourth, rewire your nervous system. This can take time, but it's possible. Practices like therapy, journaling, mindfulness, and even physical exercises like yoga or deep breathing can help regulate your nervous system, making it easier to recognize and accept healthier dynamics. Fifth, seek healthy role models. Sometimes we need to see what healthy love, friendships, and self respect actually look like to recognize them in our own lives. So, this week, why don't you just take a step back and reflect? Think about a relationship or situation where you feel a strong pull. Is it truly healthy or is it just familiar? Are those butterflies excitement or is your body trying to warn you? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you ever realized you were drawn to something just because it felt like the past? Think about it. Drop a comment below, and if this episode resonated with you, don't forget to click on the like button and share it with a friend who might need this reminder too. Thanks for listening. Until next time, take care of yourself, and remember, just because something feels familiar doesn't mean it's right for you.